The Houston area hit again with heavy rain, strong winds, and hail. We have live team coverage of the aftermath.
But topping the news this hour, a breaking news update. Authorities in Montgomery County now tell us one person has died after two homes under construction collapsed in Magnolia.
Yeah, Sherman Chow at the scene right now. Sherman?
Here we go. Yeah, we are out here in Magnolia, and sadly it has been confirmed that construction worker who was trapped in the debris, a home under construction when that storm blew through, when it collapsed, he was killed. I'm going to step aside so you can see a little better what's going on. That body has been removed, and right now firefighters from 4 different departments are here recovering their tools and also going through a post-incident debrief. They are all members of the structural collapse team, 4 different fire departments. Joining me now is Captain Brian Perry with the Magnolia Fire Department. And when you guys arrived, you weren't able to just go straight in and try to rescue that individual.
No, ma'am. We had to go ahead and secure the building first. The building next to it was partially collapsed when we arrived, and so they had to take steps to make sure that it didn't fully collapse on our first responders when we arrived by shoring it up using the struts that you can see that they're trying to remove right now.
Very delicate operation, and I also wanted to let people hear from a Christian Hernandez. He was one of the construction workers here on scene when it all happened. He knew the man who was killed in this now classified as an industrial accident. Listen to what he had to say. Do you think your co-worker is inside there?
Yeah, he's inside. We just called his phone and his phone is ringing.
Wow, so you can hear his phone ringing.
Yeah, I can hear his phone ringing.
Have you been able to talk to him at all?
No. Yeah, we just called him about his name and he don't answer.
And sadly, he did not answer. The body has now been removed from the scene. We are back out here live just to kind of give you an idea of the situation. Our photographer, Steve Barnes, who was a carpenter at one point, was explaining to me, if you take a look where he zoomed in right now, that's actually the ceiling of one of these collapsed homes, that kind of box-like structure. As he pulls out, you can see that box-like structure now on the ground that's marked by those aluminum plates. So that is actually the ceiling, or what should have been the ceiling. So you can see it has completely pancaked down to the ground level. That's how strong the winds were. These homes under construction. So now the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office is on scene here. They've been interviewing people as well because it is now classified as an industrial accident. And presumably the other homes under construction here will have someone taking a look at them as well to make sure that they're okay after this afternoon's storm. Back to y'all.
We regret hearing this latest development, a person dead there at that construction site collapse. Sherman Chow, thank you. Right now, we are tracking power outages across the area. CenterPoint's outage tracker currently shows more than 240,000 customers without power to their homes and businesses.
Here's a look at some of the hail that battered our area. This video sent to us from a homeowner in Clear Lake. That very same system that whacked us also causing extensive damage in North Texas. Take a look at this video. Power lines sparking at a home in Dallas. Let's get to Chief Meteorologist David Paul for where those storms are right now.
Storms have exited. We're done with the severe weather threat. We're just left with the mess that it has left behind. It still looks quite stormy in Galveston, but the strong weather is now well offshore. We've got a northeast breeze at about 25 miles an hour in Galveston. Significant amount of rain-cooled air behind this system. It's 23 degrees cooler at Bush right now than it was yesterday at this time. 23 degrees cooler in Sugar Land, 23 at Hobby as well. And the rain has ended in the Galleria area. Temperature now Bush 72. Amazing. 73 at Hobby. Sugar Land is 73 and Pearland 71. There's Galveston at 77. And as far as where that weather is now, as I mentioned, it's well offshore. All the bad weather is out and away and moving into the Gulf of Mexico. Only our co-workers out here on the oil rigs are having to deal with some winds that are gusting to 40 and 50 miles out there. Don't see anything else coming behind this, so the rest of the evening things settle down. We'll call it humid and mild with rain-cooled air and temperatures in the mid to low 70s as we head through the evening. We do bring in another chance for scattered showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms in tomorrow's forecast. I'll walk you through the timing on that. We'll look into the weekend forecast as well as just a couple of minutes.
Interested to learn more. See you soon, Dave. Thank you. So no heavy rain to contend with on the ride home, but those streets are still slick. Junior Caruso, any troubling traffic out there?
Yes, there's a couple spots with still high water in those lanes where we're looking right now. This is southbound 45 at North Main. There's high water in both lanes to the right. You can see that far right lane, though, is impassable. They've got it blocked off and not letting any drivers through there. And then that right center lane, drivers are getting through, but very slowly. This backup is pretty large. It's going past the North Loop, taking drivers about 15 minutes to get all the way through here. Another spot I do want to tell you about is going to be inbound on the East Freeway near Lockwood. High water in the right lane. Use caution if you have to travel through there as well.
Yeah, we are shaking our heads about getting hit again and again. The storm's giving us a dose of high winds, sparking flash flooding all through the area.
Julissa Garza is live in Northeast Houston. Set the scene for us there, Julissa.
Well, I want to talk about that flash flooding, right? It gets here within a moment, that water builds up, but just as quickly it goes away. Take a look behind me. We're here on East Cross Timbers, right underneath the Hardy. No water in sight, but you can see that car in the back there. It was stuck there when we got here just before 4 o'clock. About 10 minutes ago, they pulled the car out safely. We didn't see a driver, so we're assuming he got out to safety. Precinct 1 constables have been here making sure traffic can continue to run smoothly and trying to prevent anyone through going through that high water again. But as you can see, like I mentioned, flash flooding, it's quick, it happens fast. It tends to catch some drivers off guard, but right now it seems to be clear. Again, this is East Cross Timbers right underneath the Hardy, so we're gonna wait and see around what time they'll open these roads back up. We know that some of these cars have been waiting to go underneath there or trying to reroute as best they can. And also I want to talk about those power outages real quick. Since we've been out here, the gas station we're at here, the 7-Eleven here on East Cross Timbers and West Hardy, is closed and running on a generator. So again, we're still seeing those impacts of today's weather, but just want to be mindful if you're driving around, maybe it's 45 or here on the north side, be careful because there is still some high water in different spots. We've seen videos hearing that it's on Jensen. So if you're commuting anywhere in the north side of Houston, be careful and take your time. For now, I'm going to go ahead and toss things back to the studio.
All right, Julissa Garza, thank you. That gas station Julissa mentioned, just one of the hundreds of thousands still without power at this hour.
Let's head out to Jason Miles. He's at a voting center on Griggs that also lost power and is now shut down. Jason.
Yeah, that's right. In addition to all those other power outages, about a dozen polling sites in Harris County lost power this afternoon. The Houston Texans YMCA here behind me at Griggs and MLK among those polling places still without power. In fact, we saw a prospective voter turned away just a few seconds ago. Meanwhile, take a look at some video we shot elsewhere in this southeast Houston area today. It was raining like cats and dogs. We heard lots of thunder, even hail on the windshield. There was flash flooding, of course, along major streets, even side streets, in addition to power outages. In fact, we were interviewing someone in a taqueria who let a lunch crowd leave without paying because their system was down due to the power outage. Then the power suddenly returned.
No.
Oh.
Woo!
You glad to see the lights back on?
Mm-hmm. We were scared because the post in the corner was on fire. It was terrible.
Yeah, she was talking about a transformer exploding. In fact, we heard a couple of transformers blow ourselves in that particular area. And while power was back on inside many businesses and many homes, some obviously still in the dark, including the YMCA behind me. No word on the other 11 or so polling places around Harris County and where they stand right now. But if you are still someone looking to vote in a primary runoff this evening, you can go to the clerk's website and check polling sites that are still open.
I tell you, Jason, it's all too soon for so many Houstonians still just trying to recover from the derecho event and all that wind and damage. Jason Miles, thank you.
Yeah, derecho, flooding. All right, next, finding